it. Lonely at the top, they won't give what it's costing.
Told them once and I told them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I told them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend.
Real generals back in the building. Trust. Tell a man ease up. Getting my peas up, won't get a feel up. Is she in feeler? Food in the freezer. Them man try step with the heater. That's why my G's them roll with a squeezer. Expensive gas for the meter. Call me the teacher. True man I leading, call me a leader. Getting my peas up, won't get a feel up. Is she in feeler? Food in the freezer. Them man try step with the heater. That's why my G's them roll with a squeezer. Expensive gas for the meter. Call me the teacher. True man I leading, call me a leader. Pull up on a set, I might let man know what time that this is. If man move wicked, make man swim with the sharks and fishes. Respect my wishes, got bare creps and I step like kisses. And my fit stay clean like dishes, that's why gal wanna give man kisses. Gal wanna give man hugs, I don't drink and I don't do drugs. I used to wear my heart on a sleeve, that's why nowadays man I don't do love. Fake love might get a man killed, fake love might get a man drilled. I had to tell them let a man heal. Tell a man ease up, getting my peas up, won't get a feel up, is she in feeler? Food in the freezer, them man try step with the heater. That's why my G's them roll with a squeezer. Expensive gas for the meter. Call me the teacher, true man I leading, call me a leader. Down for the anarchy, them man I sing to the feds like Valerie. Any violations, man I see casualty. Even my manager still can't manage me. Non-stop working, down for the salary. Everyday in gym, burning a calorie. Deep meditation, man can't channel me. I told them man recently, man's been on the deepest frequency. Girls I love keep on leaving me. When I die they'll keep on grieving me. Gotta deal with this thing evenly. Gotta live this life, just breathe with me.
Welcome into the WBC arena. We've been Sugar Terrence.
This bout is scheduled for 6.
And this one has all of those big. Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. These two fighters are made for one another. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Look at that right hand. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Well done with that counter shot. What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this showdown.
This is not just hype. We are in for something special tonight. What an arena, what an atmosphere, what a build-up.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Punch, counter punch. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Do you believe what we are seeing? Typical outside fighter, as you know, focuses on defense, stick and move.
These are my kind of fighters, boxing on the edge of the ring, using the jabs, using the footwork, moving left to right. It's like a bull in a matador.
And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Beautiful counter punch. Didn't land that jab. Hook misses. And he scores with the counter. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. About Leonard in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
As long as they don't get complacent.
What do we expect to see here in round two? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. The perfect counter lands. Nice counter. I'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Catch and shoot. There's a counter shot. Good counter punching. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Lucky that hook didn't score. They exchange punches. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Nice counter shot. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Perfect counter shot. They have no respect for each other's punching power. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Sugar Ray in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
I like that round. Good work. Don't be into this. You're better than this, kid. Go back out there and win the round. He's ready to go. He's absolutely shattered. He's hot. Here we go again. Let's get out there. Get your boxing back together.
Let's get it started in round three. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. jab misses. Good counter punch. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Misses with the straight left. How about that time counter shot? Blowing the hook, but it doesn't score. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter shot. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
Swing and a miss with the right hook. Both men step back for just a moment. That counter punch caught him clean. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
Dominance, without a doubt. Meg looks so easy.
Nice round. Good round.
Back at it in round 4. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That jab won't score. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
With the hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
You know, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little favourite and pickpocket them.
Time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. So he's going to taunt here. I don't know if that's the wisest strategy. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. His stamina is off the charts. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. That's so much Sugar Ray in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bro, ring away. You walk back.
There's the bell to start round 5. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Counter shot lands. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Nice counter shot. Left hook just missed. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst. Boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Nice counter punch. Just missed with that hook. Nope, that hook won't score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. Good counter punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Leonard in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to lose it.
Forget about that round. It was a bad, can't miss him. Great work. Stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight. Great ball. Get your mind back on the job. It's a terrible round, that is. Come on. You've let him back into the fight. You're way better than this guy.
There's the bell to start round 6. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on the end. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
The old adage is no matter how much speed you've got, Timing beats speed.
Some fighters are just gifted with hand speed, footwork, movement.
Down goes Sugar Ray Leonard. He caught him with that body shot, and it froze him in his tracks. Look at this again.
A shot from the gods took him out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you okay?
The referee deems they can continue, but this might be a big mistake.
He's got to waste time. Step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to call you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the end.
Beautiful counter punch. And he misses with that straight left. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
That one will count. We see it again. There's no way to get up when you get clipped with a shot like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you continue.
Apparently it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
Trying to land that jab. So much firepower here. How about that time counter shot? Final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them. We didn't know who was going to win, and in the end, no one did win. This fight ends in a draw.
What a fight, what a battle. I'm exhausted watching it myself. And you know what? I'm happy it's a draw because nobody deserved to lose and nobody deserved to win. These guys put it on the line.
I just need a minute to replenish who I am, and who I am is so dependent on exactly where we stand. I stand in any pose, anything but tippy toes. I want you to feel smaller, always taller. Now I'm a cheerleader, she a baller. The difference in height isn't I left my ego at the altar. Now every ring's a thing, and everything I taught you is coming back around to me, just like revolvers. And every single click is just hammering it home. Who knew Russian roulette involved answering the phone? Until my signal dwindles or my channel is in Rome, or my cell phone dies, or it's cancer in my dome. And dear nicks the tone as I pour my pain out. One of your short nose might blow my brains out, but you ain't even pick up. Talking to myself, exactly what you sick of.
Feeling kinda restless. Did you get my message? It's swirling around in the storm.
Yeah, come on.
No, don't tell me that you care when I know you're standing there.
Yeah.
I left the story of my life
What's up?
on your answering machine. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, are you there? Hello, would you pick up the phone? Hello, can you hear me? Hello,
We were like, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around, does it really make a sound? That's romantic and profound. But now we're like lumberjacks holding the axes that bring it down. So I'm now on your message, talking about remember silence in return. That sounds like timber. There's some that can't see the forest because they liars, but I can't see the forest because of the fire. And in our prehistorics, the flowers was rooting for us. Brontosaurus ate the flowers, T-Rex ate the Brontosaurus, and then the T-Rex turned around and ate the florist. That's why I lost my...
It's the... Approaching the ring, we've got Jesse Bam Rodriguez.
This bout is scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing.
All the talking has been done. It's time to start. What a fight we expect this one to be. Both of these athletes primed and ready. There's a counter shot. They blocked the left there. Nice counter shot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. They both want the knockout. The perfect counter lands. There is not a seat to be had in this arena, Johnny. It's got that big fight feel, doesn't it?
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the fans of the people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything can break a man or make a man.
That counter punch caught him clean. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is to bury their head right in your chest, the uppercut would probably come in handy.
Swarmers, you can go back in boxing history. When you've seen them, when you've seen the best of the best swarmers going, you understand how hard it is. It looks exciting from the outside in. Can you imagine being right in there?
Misses with the straight left. Hook was off target. Well done with that counter shot. They exchange punches. I want to think of holding on here for a minute. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. And he misses with that straight left. Nice counter punch right up the middle. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao now, Astro. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
The bell sometime.
Here we go, round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Beautiful counter shot. Counter punches have to hurt. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. He threw a punch and just got countered. And he scores with the counter. Only catching air with that hook. Catch and shoot. Beautiful counter punch. Punch, counter punch. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. No rest for the weary. Good counter punch. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good counter punching. Nobody home with that hook. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've been in the ring with fighters like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Nice counter. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A perfect counter shot. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, it's like two.
And there's the bell for round 3. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. How about that time counter shot? That counter shot lands. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That hook just can't find the target. Through the straight left, but it won't score. Nice counter punch. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got level skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
This is with the straight left. It's all offense all the time. Cannot Throw out a lazy jab in this fight, you'll get knocked out. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Let him get back in.
And there's the bell to start round 4. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter shot. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burn, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Well, this won't sit well with their opponent. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. And he misses with that straight left. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That counter punch caught him clean. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. A perfect counter shot. And he misses with that straight left. Good idea, but misses with... Their vision is being impaired, no doubt about it, but is the referee going to stop it here? So the referee says, fight on. This round's still up for grabs. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Wow, it was like two different...
And there's the bell for round 5. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. You'd like to see more jabs. Got a to let your hands go a little. And Manny goes down. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You still want to...
Well, they're back up on their feet, but I'm not sure why.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
He's got the advantage halfway through the round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change it? It's a perfect start.
Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Beautiful counter punch. Counter punch caught him clean. A perfect counter shot. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Good counter punch. He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, Johnny, how do you rate the performance after this stoppage win?
A TKO, we've got to see it again. Because TKOs, they finish the story too early. It's like being kicked out of a club before the night's done. We want to get a full-blooded who won and who lost.
I just need a minute to replenish who I am, and who I am is so dependent on exactly where we stand. I stand in any pose, anything but tippy toes. I want you to feel smaller, always taller. Now I'm a cheerleader, she a baller. The difference in height isn't I left my ego at the altar. Now every ring's a thing, and everything I taught you is coming back around to me, just like revolvers. And every single click is just hammering it home. Who knew Russian roulette involved answering the phone? Until my signal dwindles or my channel is in Rome, or my cell phone dies, or it's cancer in my dome. And dear nicks the tone as I pour my pain out. One of your short nose might blow my brains out, but you ain't even pick up. Talking to myself, exactly what you sick of.
Feeling kinda restless. Did you get my message? It's swirling around in the storm.
Yeah, come on.
No, don't tell me that you care when I know you're standing there.
Yeah.
I left the story of my life on your answering machine. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, are you there? Hello, would you pick up the phone? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, are you there?
Are you there?
Hello, would you pick up the phone?
We were like, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around, does it really make a sound? That's romantic and profound. But now we're like lumberjacks holding the axes that bring it down. So I'm now on your message, talking about remember. Silence in return, that sounds like timber. There's some that can't see the forest because they liars, but I can't see the forest because of the fire. And in our prehistorics, the flowers was rooting for us. Brontosaurus ate the flowers, T-Rex ate the brontosaurus, and then the T-Rex turned around and ate the florist. That's why I lost my FTV endorsement, but that's really not important. My sadness is snitch, my melancholy informant. Despair wears the wire, my longing rapping the song. My worry is a rap, my lonely tapping the phone.
I wanna give you reasons, tell you what I'm feeling, but none of these lines are secure. No, don't tell me that you care when I know you're standing there. I left the story of my life on your answering machine. My tears run off your shoes like water from a goose. You try to wash off all the dirt, but your hands aren't getting clean. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, are you there?
Are you there?
Hello, would you pick up the
To make believers on receivers as you sit back and observe as the rubber curly cord just absorbs all my words. Will you collect us, then connect us, or neglect us on the hole into the wall, then cross the wires on the telephone poles, then bounces off the towers, then up into the satellites, then falls down back to earth to bring a broken heart back to life. Happens all the time, lost the appetite and lack of sleep. If it's dead and flat in line, I leave a message at the bed.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Hello, would you pick up the phone? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, are you there? Hello, would you pick up the phone? Would you pick up the phone? Would you pick up the phone? Hello, would you pick up the phone?
Victory all in my eyes, enemies only can see my demise.
It's time to fight under the full moon. We are outside live at Empire Fight Camp. I'm Todd Grisham, and here with me, my broadcast colleague, it's Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
Time for our tale of the tape. And here he is, Terrence Crawford. And he'll be facing Roy Jones Jr. 160 pounds. This guy won a championship as a heavyweight, remember? 5'11" tall with a reach of 70. And here he is in the flesh, Terrence Bud Crawford, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. He also can crack at welterweight, one of the best to ever do it.
This bout is scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing.
You've heard of people dancing underneath the moonlight tonight? Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. Back and forth they go. The straight right just misses. Blocks the jab. Well done with that counter shot. A rowdy crowd awaits our main event tonight. They've had all day to pregame. The media's ready, the fans are ready, and you know the fighters are ready.
Now things have cooled down. Now the fans are heating it up again. They've been excited, waiting for this. How have they prepared for this, these fighters? This is going to be so hard, but so different.
And he just missed with that left jab. Swing and a miss with the jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. That hook just can't find the target. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Nice counter shot. The straight right just misses. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Every second, every minute.
Here we go. It's round 2. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Good counter punching. That counter punch caught him clean. Just missed with that hook. Beautiful counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. They have no respect for each other's punching power. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
He threw a punch and just got countered. They exchanged punches. And he misses with that straight left. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? How about that time counter shot? There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Beautiful counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen this.
And there's the bell for round 3. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Can't find a home for that jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Those counter punches have to hurt. They block the left there. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Just missed with that hook. Nice counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
This can be so frustrating when you're in such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
And that hook misses. There's a scoring blow. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. talk about Crawford in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
The bell sometimes...
Here we go to the fourth round. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Nice defense there, blocking the hook. That hook was off target. So much firepower here. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history book.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Punch, counter punch. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Do you believe this? But Crawford just got knocked down. Wow, that impact was incredible. Let's take another look at it.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen to me. Are you okay?
They're back on their feet, but how long will they stay there?
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your eagles here.
So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up.
He's going to be confident.
And there's the bell for round 5. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
Hard, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
These two were made for each other. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That jab doesn't score. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
The jab can't find a home. Nice job by him to block that jab. Perfect counter lands. That punch is beginning to take its toll. Looking to land the hook. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Incredible work rate. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape. Let's start the 6. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand skill.
Imagine seeing this punch coming and not being able to do anything about it.
You're right, Todd.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to me.
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
These punches coming from every angle. Perfect counter shot. There's a counter shot. That counter shot lands. Can't land the jab there. He scores with the counter. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Punch scores. Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. Some might have thought the fight a little bit closer, but the judges are in agreement. A unanimous decision win.
What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser is going to have to learn a big, big, hard lesson. I totally agree.
I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. Compliments on my accomplishments are only possible due to your involvement, volume, level, and confidence. The consequences stimulating your consciousness, activating the cognitive structures. I think all you and opposites still play a vital role in my conquering. The combination of confrontation and pondering. Occupation is populating the conference with conversation, no astonishment, consuming the comments and then vomiting up the Vonnegut. Hey. Ominous as a monstrous underneath your posturepedic, possibly in the closet. It's a necropolis, scary how I'm optimistically obstinate. Ain't no domino in my dominance when I'm dropping this. Janis Joplin droplets. It sound like the apocalypse mixed with Christopher Wallace's topics on top of obelisks. It's a kabbalist novelist inside of my esophagus. Rhyme is priming is optimist and tastes like chocolate cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. Like winner, chocolate cake for dinner, birthday cake for breakfast, slice it like a ninja, pick up all the pieces, assemble like Avenger. Author rain is August, wordplay is December. That mean my pen is in cinders and my deliverance shivers like Siberian area shippers. Slip on the slickest icicles, drip from the tip of my scriptures. If you a ship on the trip, don't hit on the tip of my glacier. Swim with the fish and flippers. I finish my pitches. This is what didn't get it, getting hitting the different differs. What did he do with it? Didn't she? Who are you mentioning? Louis do a dual identity, dueling enemies. Do it to him, chewing through him without doing it gently. Superhuman fluent without refueling engines with energy. This chemistry can it be? They googling endlessly. Even computers losing memory, bending mentally when they interface with the lyrical ability. Things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake. I've won many things I've done, but this one here, this one takes the cake.
Now what we gonna do right here is settle the score. Look around you. We got a whole room full of monsters. We gonna shut it down like this. Let's go.
Welcome to the WBC Arena. They've been talking the talk. It's now time to walk the walk. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Looking forward to this one, Todd.
It's time for our tale of the tape. There can only be one. Vasily Lomachenko. Making his way to the ring, it's Julio Cesar Chavez, multi-time world champion.
This bout is scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, presenting the 2-time Olympic gold.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
All right, Todd.
These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. He just split the guard with another uppercut. Nice counter shot. There's a counter shot. He misses with that straight left. Catch and shoot. Nope, that hook won't score. Those counter punches have to hurt. Nice counter shot. That counter punch caught him clean. Really good buzz in the air tonight. This crowd waiting for something special.
You have certain fighters that are born for this, that are made for the big crowd. And looking at the corner right there, that is that fighter right there. They have elevated, lifted. It's like they're not touching the ground. This is what they were born for.